Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Adam. Bringing another fun Vinyasa class today. We're going to be working on back bends, shoulder openers, a little bit of hips, things like that. So grab your mats. Let's get started in a child's pose. So bring the toes together, knees open wide. Let the hips rest back on the heels. And then we're going to walk the arms forward into your child's pose. And we got a few breaths here just to settle in. As you start to settle in, your forehead can come down to the mat. Maybe the elbows rest down. And then finding a little sway side to side. Just warming up the hips just ever so slightly. And start to make contact with your breath. Whatever that breath feels like today. Make a deep inhale. See the lips exhale through the nose. All right, now from your child's pose, we'll thread the needle. So getting right into the shoulders. Let's extend the right arm underneath the left armpit. Right palm open towards the ceiling. And with the left arm still extended towards the front of the mat, let's start to roll your left armpit down towards your right bicep. And we'll take a few breaths here just to feel this initial opening. Now you're welcome to stay right here with this threading of the needle, or if you want to take this into a gentle twist, bend your right elbow, then place your left hand on top of the right hand, just like our prayer twist. Head slightly comes off the mat, gaze can look over towards the left, and then pressing your top hand and your bottom hand, just a gentle twist here. Try to keep the left hip pressing down. As we press into the hands, that left hip might want to lift up, but keep with your twist. Press down through your left hip. One more breath. And then coming back to your thread the needle first. Left arm extends forward, right arm extends to the side. And then we'll come back through and just switch sides. Right arm extends forward. Left arm is going to sneak underneath that right armpit, left palm facing towards the ceiling. And then a couple breaths here. You feel that initial pressure on your left shoulder. To rock your right armpit down towards your left bicep. Now staying here, if you took the twist on the other side, gently start to bend your left elbow. Stack your right palm on top of your left palm. Elbows are stacked. The head comes slightly off the mat and gaze over to the right. And as you push your top hand into your bottom hand, this time roll your right hip down. So we stay nice and stable through the hips. Just feel that lengthening through the spine and we'll twist through the shoulders. One more breath. Right, releasing your twist back into your threading of the needle. And then coming back into an active child's pose. So all 10 fingers reaching forward, fingertips pressing into the mat, the elbows are lifted. The fingers are tractioning the hips back towards the heels. Take a big breath in. Feel the hips press back on the exhale. Beautiful. Next inhale, come up to all fours. Curl your toes, and we'll find our way right into our downward dog today. So as you lift the hips, feet are hip distance apart, hands about shoulder width. All 10 fingers are very active, pressing the fingers into the mat. Hips are nice and high, like a big upside down V. And then we'll start to pedal the feet left and right. So putting some engagement back into the shoulders. We just spent a little time opening. Let those heels drive towards the ground. Take a deep breath in. Big exhale. And then taking as many steps as you can, little small steps. We're going to toe heel all the way to the top of the mat. Nice and slow, starting to open up the hamstrings. And once your feet hit the top of the mat, feet are hip distance apart, hands to the mat. And we'll find a gentle sway side to side. Just waking up the hamstrings a little bit. Now we're going to add in a twist here. So pause your movement, keeping the feet hip distance apart. Steeple the left hand in front of your left toes. Take a bend to your left knee. And then we'll take our right thumb, place it right in the right hip crease. Right fingers wrap around the outside of your hip, and then we'll start to roll the right hip outward. So right leg's as straight as you can get it. Start to feel that little bit of pressure into the right hip. And then we'll bring the gaze over the right shoulder. Keeping that right hip tractioning back, extend your right arm towards the ceiling. Taking this gentle twist here, pushing into the right hip, just waking up through the IT band. One more breath. And slowly, as we release right hand down, the right knee bends, and we'll just switch side. Right finger steeple in front of the right toes, a little bend to the right knee. Straighten your left knee as much as you can. Take that left thumb, place it right into the hip crease. Fingers wrap around the outside of the hip. And then we'll start to roll that left hip open. Straighten your left leg as best you can. Gaze starts to shift over that left shoulder. Now keeping that left hip as open as you got it. Extend your left arm towards the ceiling. Gaze can come up over that left shoulder. But keep pressing through your left heel. Roll your left hip back. Try to straighten the left leg as best you can. And then gently release. Left hand meets the mat. This time we're going to toe heel those feet back together. Take a halfway lift on the inhale. Folding exhale. All right, soften the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms high. And once the palms touch, we'll take a gentle back bend just to open up front side body. So squeezing through the glutes. Hands can come to your lower back for support, or they can stay bent like I have here. I'm going to keep the hips pressing forward, open the chest, lift the gaze. Then rise up on the inhale. Palms touch, and then we'll interlace our hands at our lower back. Draw the knuckles down towards the glutes. Press through the heels. Roll your shoulder blades back, opening up through collarbones. Gaze can come up on the inhale. And then as you exhale, soften the knees. We're going to come into a forward fold with our shoulder rinse. Now, if the feet together is a little tough for the balance today, you can separate the feet hip distance. And then if you want, you can find a little sway left and right, bending the left knee, swaying to the shoulders to the right, bending the right knee, swaying shoulders to the left. I'm just finding a little bit of movement here in your shoulder rinse. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Pause after your last breath. Release the hands down to the mat. With the feet together, take a halfway lift on the inhale. And on your exhale, step your left foot back. Drop your left knee, crescent moon pose. Inhale, the arms come high. Then on the exhale, we start to settle into your hips. So driving your left hip forward, sink a little bit deeper here. Push the top of your left foot into the mat to help engage your left glute and drive that left hip forward. Nice, sink into the hips. Pull in the right heel back to stabilize through the hips. Nice, now bend our elbows. Elbows in line with the shoulders. Now still with that left hip driving forward, we're going to twist open to the right, keeping the elbows bent. So feel the hips light up. Arms extend out wide, palms facing up. Keep the shoulder blades engaged, pulling the shoulders back in line. And then we'll drop our right hand to the back left thigh, moving into our modified exalted crescent. So really working on that left hip, adding in this twist. Gaze can come over that right shoulder to deepen your twist. 2 more breaths here. Keep driving that left hip forward. Find length on your next inhale through your left arm. And on the exhale, left elbow hooks to the outside of the right knee. Right hand stacks on top for a modified crescent twist. Pressing both hands into one another, stacking our elbows. Gaze can start to shift over the right shoulder, but stay deep in that left hip. Now engage your core, unhook the elbow, come back to center, both arms high on the inhale. Ardha Hanuman on the exhale, half splits. Straighten your right leg. I like to stay lifted off my back left heel, but you can go all the way back if you need to. Really starting to wake up this right hamstring. Hands can frame this right foot, or if you like a little variation with the hands, bring your left hand back by your left knee, point the fingers towards your back toes. And then we're going to pull back with the right toe or right fingers and pull forward with the left fingers. Just find that little assist here with the right hamstring. 1 more breath. Left hand comes forward if it's somewhere else. On the next inhale, come forward, plant the right foot, and we'll step all the way to the top of the mat, forward fold, feet together. Halfway lift. Full exhale. Soften the knees. Inhale, circle sweep the arms high. Palms touch. We'll take another standing back bend here. Maybe a little bit deeper, squeezing through the shoulder blades, opening up collarbones. Really feel the front side body flare open. Inhale, re-rise. And fold down on the exhale. Feet are still together. Take that halfway lift on the inhale, lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, right foot steps back. Drop the right knee. Untuck the toes if that feels okay. And then we'll find that crescent moon variation on this side. The pinky fingers start to rock in. Engage your right glute, driving that right hip forward. So really working on the right hip flexor this time. Pull your left hip back. Find some more depth in that hip. Now we start to bend our elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Keep the right hip pressing forward, and we'll pull into our twist here. Left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Nice, and once you're stable, open up the arms, palms face the ceiling. And then that modified exalted crescent. Left hand grabs for the back right thigh. Right arm starts to reach up, palm facing the back of the room. Drive the right hip forward, pull the left shoulder back. Find length as you inhale. And on the exhale, right elbow hooks the left knee, modified crescent twist. Top hand stacks on top of the bottom hand. Gaze over your left shoulder. Making pressure in between the palms. Right hip is pressing forward for one more breath. Unhook the elbow. Inhale brings us back to our crescent moon. Ardha Hanuman half splits on the exhale. Straighten your left leg. The option to sit back on the heel or stay lifted. Option to take that hand variation where left hand stays by left heel, right hand comes back by the right knee, fingertips facing back with the right hand. And then we pull the right fingertips forward and pull the left fingertips back. Couple more breaths. Now if the right fingertips are back, bring them forward first. Then on the inhale, step all the way to the top of the mat. Forward fold, feet together. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Soft bend of the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms high. And we'll come right back in our forward fold on the exhale. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, high plank on the exhale. Step back and hold your planks. We'll start to get some integrity back into our shoulders. Find a little bit of engagement to the core. Squeezing all 10 fingers. If you want to find some movement forward and back, you can. If you want to drop to your knees, you're welcome there as well. So 10 more seconds here in our high plank. Push into the hands. Feel the shoulder blades opening up in the upper back. One more breath. Downward dog on the exhale. Let the hips rise as you settle back in. Feet together. Inhale, lift the right leg high. On the exhale, draw your knee to nose. Hold your knee towards your nose. Press into your palms. Start to flex your right toes. Maybe hover between the hands. Crescent lunge. Right foot steps by the right thumb. Left knee is high. Rise up and start to settle in. So finding our first lunge, official lunge, with the knee high. So finding some depth in that front knee. And then start to bend your back knee just a little bit so you can sink your hips. So find that left hip coming right in line with the right knee. And then start to press into that back left knee. See if you can straighten the leg a little bit more. Nice. A couple more breaths here. Keep that left hip pushing forward. Big breath in. Fierce crescent on the exhale. Let's sweep the arms back. Hinge the body forward. Let the belly hover off the front thigh. Active through the back fingertips. Next inhale, chair pose. Foot meets the right, top of the mat. Sink down into the hips. Find some depth here. Lighten up your toes. Sink down a little bit deeper. Now pressing into the balls of the feet. Inhale, stand all the way up. Take a big standing back bend. Hands can stay interlaced. Arms can be long, or you can take that bent arm variation we took earlier. Lighten up your toes. Press forward through the hips. And change as you rise up. Fold on the exhale. Halfway lift on the inhale. Plant the hands, step back, high plank. And then flow through your chaturanga. Lower down. Inhale, upward dog or low cobra. Downward dog on the exhale. Beautiful, feet together. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, hold it here. Press into the hands. Feel the upper back open. Flex left toes, start to hover your left foot. And then drop your left foot by your left thumb. Feet hip distance apart as you rise into your crescent lunge. Find some stability here. Push that right hip forward. Now as you find your stability, we'll start to bend that back knee, sink the hips. See if we can get that right hip in line with your left knee this time, and then start to press through that right heel. See if we can get that right leg a little straighter. And feel that right glute light up. Nice, take a breath in. Fierce crescent on the exhale, arms sweep back, chest is lifted, engage to the shoulders. Sink deeper into that front knee. Next inhale, chair pose, both feet meet top of the mat. Settle in, find your alignment, and then sink down into your depth. Pull the shoulders away from the ears as you sink down one more inch. And then change, rise up. Finding that big standing back bend variation. About 3 breaths here. Engage the glutes as you press the hips forward. Opening through the chest. Take one more breath. And rise on the inhale. Fold through center on the exhale. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back to your high plank, and flow through your vinyasa. Lowering down. Upward dog or low cobra inhale. Downward dog on the exhale. Nice job. Take a deep breath in. Right feet together. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, knee across your left elbow. First of 3. Little pause there. Second time, inhale, lengthen right leg high. Exhale, knee across. Maybe a little higher than the elbow this time on the left side. One more, inhale, left or right leg high. Exhale, knee across as high as you can get it. Now pause here. All 10 fingers on the mat. Extend the right leg out to your left. Taking our fallen triangle version with both hands on the mat. And now press into the hands. Start to bring the gaze over the right shoulder. Feel the right hip start to open up. And then maybe start to roll your right hip up. Feel that big stretch in your IT band. Nice, now start to shift the gaze back down. Inhale back to your 3-legged dog, right leg high. Crescent lunge on the exhale, step it through. Rise up. Take your time to settle. And then we'll bend our elbows. So very similar to our warm-up that we took earlier. Squeeze the shoulder blades, and we're going to find that twist. Pushing forward through your left hip, right shoulder draws back. And then we'll open up the arms, palm facing the ceiling. And then moving into our exalted crescent. Right hand grabs your back left thigh. Left arm starts to reach up and back. Stable through the hips, twisting through the shoulders. Lift up through that left arm on the inhale. And then we'll take our left elbow to the outside of right knee, crescent twist. So really working deep into our twisteds, into our spine. Stacking your hands. Maybe open up the arms if that's in your practice today. Gaze can be up or down. Now if the hands are open, bring them back together. On your next inhale, cartwheel up, warrior 2. Left arm leads the way as we settle in. Feel the hips start to open up. Press through the knife edge of your back foot. Now start to bring your gaze in line with your chest. We'll start to move into some shoulder openers. So take eagle arms. Left arm's going to swing underneath the right. Crossing, wrapping, and twisting, matching the palms, or grabbing for your shoulders. Keep the elbows in line with the shoulders. Keep the gaze right in line with your forearms. Nice. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. And then keeping the bind, let's come back into your crescent lunge. Pivot on the heel, facing forward now. And then from here, stepping all the way forward into your eagle pose. Left leg over the right. Find your wrap. Takes a couple steps to get there sometimes. All right, now keeping the legs wrapped, let's release the arms open wide. Flip the palms. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And then maybe turn this into an open arm back bend. Squeeze the legs, keep that left hip pulling back. Gaze shifts up, take one more breath. Shift the gaze forward. Unwrap our legs, inhale, arms high. Feet to the ground, forward fold on the exhale. Half. Vinyasa, exhale, plant the hands, step back, move from your high plank to low plank. Upward dog or low cobra. Downward dog on the exhale. Nice job. Take a breath. All right. Other left leg high, inhale. Exhale, knee across to the right elbow, first to 3. So let that touch and pause. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee across to the right. One more time, inhale. Exhale, knee to right, pause here. And then extend your left leg out to the right. All 10 fingers are still on the mat. And then start to bring your gaze over your left shoulder. Maybe opening your left hip up towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch here, one more breath. Shift the gaze down first. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Crescent lunge on the exhale. Step the left foot through. Stabilize your feet as you rise up. Find your strong crescent lunge. Right hip forward. And then we'll bend our elbows. Keeping that right hip tracking forward, find our twist open to our left. Once you're stable, open up the arms, palms face the ceiling. And then we'll take our exalted crescent. Left hand's gonna grab our back right thigh. Right arm starts to reach up and back. Feel that twist just from the shoulders. One more inhale, reach the right hand. Crescent twist on the exhale, right elbow hooks the left knee. Stack the palms, readjust your stance if you need to. And then if you want to open up the arms, find that open arm variation. Keep the left hip in, one more breath. And then gaze down, hands back together. Inhale, warrior 2. Cartwheel up and around, settling into your warrior 2 stance. Nice and open through the hips, pressing through the knife edge of the back foot. Nice, sink deep into the hips. And then bring your gaze in line with the chest. Arms expand on the inhale. And then we'll take eagle arms, right arm underneath the left, cross wrap and twist. Keep the eyes, keep the chest, and keep the forearms in the same direction, just for our first few breaths. Nice. Now we'll pivot forward to our crescent lunge with our eagle arms. Remember, adjusting your stance as needed. Feel the strength in your base. And then start to prepare, moving into our eagle legs. Right leg over the left. Cross wrap and twist, maybe a second wrap. Sink down deep. And then keeping the legs, hands interlaced at our lower back. Draw the knuckles down. And then maybe taking another back bend here. Keep the legs bound. Keep that right hip back. Gaze shifting up. Be playful here. Take 2 more breaths. Release the bind. Release the legs. Inhale, arms high. Feet to the ground. Forward fold on our exhale. Halfway lift. Vinyasa, plant the hands. High plank to low plank. Upper dog or low cobra. Down dog on the exhale. Nice, pedal it out. So have one more active flip on each side. Kind of putting a lot of that we've been working on. Shoulders, back bends, and hips. All right, we'll start the feet together. Inhale, lift the right leg high. And then keeping the right leg high, walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat, taking a standing. So left foot on the mat, right leg as high as you can get it. Couple breaths here. If you want to deepen this, left hand can wrap around your left calf. And then all 10 forward back into your 3-legged dog. Right leg high, take an inhale. Sit. Right shin hovers forward, hovering half pigeon. 2 more like that. Inhale, right leg high. Right shin comes across the mat, hovering half pigeon. Keep it hovered. One more time, right leg high. Hovering half pigeon, pause here. And then lower that right shin all the way to the ground. Taking an active half pigeon. So staying upright with the body. My right heel's a little closer in towards my right groin than normal, because we're still more active here. Hands are framing my right leg. And then find some movement here in the hips. So find a little wiggle. All right, now pause here. Pull the chest forward. Use the fingers, dig the fingers into the mat, sort of pull the chest forward, round the shoulders back. Feel the collarbones open up. Now keep that openness in the chest. We'll bend our left leg, point the left toes, and then start to move into this back bend variation. King pigeon, mermaid, without the hands. Pull the chest forward. Reach those toes to the back of your head. One more breath. And slowly lower the leg, bring the gaze forward. Plant the hands shoulder width apart. Back toes curl. Three-legged dog, inhale, right leg high. On the exhale, right hand, right foot by right thumb, pause here. And then standing splits, left leg high. And then standing splits, you can keep that left leg long or bend the knee and take this half scorpion variation. So really bending that left knee. If you have an inversion practice, you're welcome to press up. Keep that left knee lifted or the leg lifted, whatever's up there for you. Nice lift on the inhale. Everybody forward fold. Feet meet side by side on the exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Folding on the exhale. All right, sweep the arms high, using all of that openness we've been creating. Palms touch. Keep the right arm up. Drop your left arm down. Left palm facing up towards the ceiling. We'll move into our dancer's pose. Reach down. Pick up the inside arch of your left foot. Let those knees come back together. Right palm flips to high five the front of the room. Take an inhale, lengthen through your right hand. Exhale, start your kick. Now stay upright as long as you need to, working on your kick. Keep the left knee in line with the hip. Lengthen on the inhale. Find your depth. About 20 more seconds here. Gaze can start to shift over the right fingertips. Keep that constant kick moving back with the left hand. Nice, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and change. Kick as you come up. Feet to the ground, arms to your sides. Inhale, arms reach high. Hands peacefully at heart center on the exhale. Nice job. Inhale, arms high. Fold on the exhale. Halfway lift. And flow through your vinyasa. Last of 2. Always optional, never mandatory. Upward dog or low cobra. Downward dog on the exhale. Beautiful job. One more active side. Draw the feet together. Inhale, left leg lifts high. And then walk the hands back to the right foot. Standing splits back of the mat. About 3 or 4 breaths here, so not here for a long time. Right hand can wrap around the right calf to deepen this. Keep that left leg engaged as you lift it. One more inhale. Hold for the exhale. Then the hands walk forward back into our 3-legged dog. Left leg high, inhale. Hovering half pigeon with the left leg on the exhale. Bring it across, hold it there. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, hovering half pigeon. Find the pause. One more inhale, left leg. Exhale, left knee across. Hold it here, hovering half pigeon. And then slowly lower that left leg all the way down. Extend the right leg back. Fingertips framing that left leg. I like to stay up on my fingertips, steepling the fingers. And then again, this right heel is a little farther in towards the right glute than our left heel. A little farther in towards the left glute than normal. And just find that nice supported base. All right, now once you're feeling good here, press your fingertips in the mat, pull the chest forward, start to open up the front side body. And keeping the shoulder blades engaged and pulling down, we'll start to bend our right knee, moving into this modified version of our king pigeon or mermaid pose. So still the back bend, just not trying to grab for the foot. Point the toes, reach your toes towards the back of the head, lift and open up the chest, take one more breath. And then slowly let the right leg come back down, gaze is forward. Hands plant, back toes curl. We'll take that 3-legged dog on the inhale, left leg high. On the exhale, left foot by left arm, pause. Set up for that standing splits. Right leg lifts high. Keeping the right leg long or bending the right knee, opening up for that half scorpion variation. Handstand hops or whatever variation feels best for you. for the next 3 breaths. Keep that right leg lifted if it's up there. And 1 more breath in. And then slowly right foot meets the left. Forward fold. Hands to the shins, halfway lift, inhale. Folding on the exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Last dancer pose, palms touch. Right arm down, left arm stays up. Right palm facing the ceiling. And then we'll reach down and grab the inside arch of the foot. Knees come back together. Reach up through your left hand on the inhale. And we kick on the exhale. It's about 30 seconds here total, already on the clock. Find your alignment here first. Knee in line with the hip, with the right side. Lengthen left side on the inhale. We kick and we come down on the exhale. 15 seconds left. Move with your breath. On this beautiful back bend, shoulder opening, hip engaging pose. For the last 5, 4, 3, 2, then change on 1. Come all the way up. Feet to the ground, arms to your sides. Inhale, arms high. Hands peacefully at the heart on the exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reap. Fold on the exhale. Halfway lift. Your last vinyasa. Plant the hands, step, hop, or jump back. Move with your breath. Up dog or low cobra. Down dog on the exhale. Nice. From your downward dog, just getting into the hips 1 more time. Feet together, inhale, right leg lifts high. And on the exhale, bring your right knee right in between the hands. Drop your right knee and shin, and then slide your left knee in behind it. I'm going to take our shoelace pose. So you can stay up on the knees. You can stay as low or as deep as you want to come. So this is going to look very different for a lot of us, right? So we're ultimately trying to get the knees as stacked as possible, but if there's separation, that's totally fine. All right. So this is our shoelace pose. Now if you want to add in a shoulder rinse, we'll add in our full Gomukhasana arms. Left arm is high. Reach down, pat yourself on the back, right between your shoulder blades. Then your right arm is going to reach up in between the shoulder blades and try to grab for your left fingertips. Now if you can't grab the fingertips, you can grab for the shirt, or if you have a towel, drop the towel down from the top to the bottom. Now push your right hip into the mat. Stay upright just like this, or if you want to add some intensity to your hips, slowly start to bring the body forward. Torso as forward as you want to, but don't let that right hip start to push up. Keep it down. Squeeze the fingers if you have them. Take 2 more breaths. And if your body's forward, bring the body upright first, and then we'll release the arms. Beautiful job. Bring the hands to the mat. Come back up onto our knees, and we're just going to switch sides. So we're going to cross the legs. Bring the left knee in front this time, the right knee back. Our hips are very, very different from the side, so this side might be a little more open or a little more tight than the other side. So just play with that variation that you need to. But ultimately, just trying to get the knees as stacked as possible. All right, this time involving our arms for our Gomukhasana. Right hand comes up, pat yourself on the back. Left arm underneath, grabbing the shirt or reaching for your fingertips, using your prop if you had a prop. All right, nice and long with the spine. Press your left hip down, keep the hips seated. Nice, lift the chest on the inhale. And then make your choice, staying upright or choosing to come forward. Feel that left hip start to push up. Let it push back down. It's about 10 more seconds here. And slowly rise up. Release the arms. And this time release the legs. We'll just extend the legs forward. Shake out the legs if there's any tension built up. And then scoot the hips forward, come down onto your back, bring your knees into your chest. Last active pose here we'll take is pose. So not really active, but just another releasing pose for our lower back. So bringing your hands to your lower back, engage your core as you lift the legs up and over. And then if the toes touch the mat, the hands can release from your lower back. But if the toes don't touch the mat over your head, keep your hands at your lower back just for safety. And feel your lower back start to release. If your feet touch the mat, you can press your toes or the toe pads into the mat and just feel that little bit of an extra stretch. And just one more breath. And then slowly rolling back down, bringing your knees into your chest. Take a squeeze of the shins, forehead into the knees, big breath in. Big squeeze, exhale. And then bring the head back to the mat, release into your final Shavasana, or whatever resting pose suits you today. Arms out wide, legs out long, and finding your breath. Beautiful work today. Stay here as long as you can. Thanks for joining us on YouTube today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. You can reach out to me directly. If you like the video, hit like, subscribe to the channel if you appreciate it. Thanks as always. Much love. Namaste.